And I'm gonna yawn. Oh goodness me! Oh, I need to have a quick dragon on because I had a vape. Before everybody comes on, get it out of the way. Who's gonna be the first to join? Who's gonna be? Who's on? Who's on? Who's on? Good morning, Anne. How are you, my lovely? Hope you're well, my sweets. I've not recovered yet from sleep. From Saturday. Morning, Gillian. Morning, Shalene. Hope you're well, my sweets. Gillian, hope you're well. Hope you caught up on some sleep. Excuse me, I'm going to be yawning. I don't know why I'm yawning. I've just been on. Morning, Amelia, my lovely. I've just been on and done my TikTok. Oh, thank you, Shalina. I've just been on TikTok and done some tarot readings this morning. Yeah, they were quite good. Enjoyed doing them tarot readings. But yeah, so TikTok, I'm still going to be doing tarot readings over on Facebook and YouTube. Morning, Debs. I feel all right. I'm tired. I haven't caught up with my sleep from other night yet, so it's a nightmare. But yeah, I've done TikTok tarots this morning, so I might be on later to do some more TikTok tarots. But this afternoon, I'm thinking about how you feel after John and after do you know, John, how you feeling after Saturday night? He were buzzing. He wanted to stay all night. Was going to ask when you will be doing in here. As soon as we get a rainy night and we're not going out on location, then I'll be doing them in here. I will keep posting to keep everybody up to date when I'm going to be doing them. Morning, Shazzy. Morning, Nita. Morning, David. John, do you know, John would have stayed the entire night on Saturday if it wasn't for me being in pain. But we've worked out what we're going to do the next time we go back, because we will be going back there again. John loves that place, don't you? Like he says, he's like a kid in a sweet shop. So we will be going back there, hopefully in a couple of weeks. Will we be staying the night? I think we'll stay while 8 o'clock next morning, next time, or at least 4 or 5 o'clock, don't you think? Because I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go and pick the shop keys up at 6 o'clock. If I'm going to be staying in the shop, then we need to stay in the workshop at the bottom, on the first level.
Yeah.
Where he keeps all his thingies. We need to sit in that one, or even sit in front at shop. It doesn't matter. Rather, because I'm going to be in and out, in and out. We could even lock shop up and go next door, and we could have some tea next door. Actually, it's outside. Because there was a pub bang next to us. I mean, it's shut for about 11, I think. But yeah, so we can do things a bit different, like to ease out and make us comfortable. But what a phenomenal night. We haven't done the EVPs yet. John's got the EVPs to go.
So tired, yes,
we're just knackered. He's going to try and enhance them. No, we're about 6 o'clock in the morning. You've got to sleep. I think I was asleep for about 5. Bless her, Yolanda stayed up till we got in as well. So we were all tired. TikTok page is at the moment, it will be changed again when I can find. I'm trying to find a good name to call it. Morning, Lorna. I know I might call it TikTok Tarot. At the moment, it's Lindsay's, all one word, Lindsay's Tarot Chat. But I think I might just call it TikTok Tarots, as something as simple as that. Lindsay's TikTok Tarots. I think that's what I might call it in future. John's going to go off and have a look for a name. So if anybody comments to him, he's just nipped off. He'll be back on in a minute. But yeah, it's been good. But this afternoon, I'm thinking about coming on because I've got 2 new pendulums, and I'm going to try working with the 2. Morning, Claire. Hope you're well. Hope your first day back at work is good. Great name, TikTok Tarot. Tis, isn't it, TikTok Tarot? We're on TikTok. Morning, Sai. Love TikTok Tarot. Yeah, ETA TikTok Tarot. Do you know, I could call it that, ETA TikTok Tarot, or Exploring the Afterlife TikTok Tarot, because then we've got the Exploring the Afterlife in there. Mystical Tarot. Yeah, I don't like that. If I call it Exploring the Afterlife TikTok Tarot,
that's a bit long.
Well, it is long, but I'm not bothered. ETA TikTok Tarot sounding quite good. Morning Dawn, thank you for sharing. So absolutely fantastic. That chain, I cannot. ETA 3T. ETA 3T. TikTok Tarot. Wow.
Triple T Tarot.
Yeah.
No, what's that mean? TikTok Tarot.
Yeah. Saito, how are you all? How's Simon? Simon's fine. He's actually, I mean, we all know that we deleted the channel himself. There was no outside influence from anybody else, from any other teams, from anybody trying to take credit that they helped shut Simon down. They didn't. Simon down. They didn't. Simon decided, he woke up that morning and he just thought, sod this, and deleted the lot, because it's not how his channel wanted to be. He wanted to be a truth channel. He didn't want to be the drama channel that it did. He knew that it just weren't good for Simon. All that negativity, it just weren't good for him. He has closed that channel down, but he has got another three channels up on YouTube. We will try and get them for you and share them within group or Paranormal page, so people can go follow him again. One of them, he has got his rant of the day, so that one's back up and running.
Well, I just believe it's not like ranting about paranormal.
Yeah, he's not ranting.
He's going to rant about like government and things, things
that matter.
News, yeah.
So it's not going to be ranting about the other channels or other YouTubers. It's going to be more ranting of what's going off in the world. So things that matter to Simon. That's what he's going to be doing. Good to hear nobody was causing trouble. I like that channel. He's got a new one, hasn't he? Yeah, he's got three. Got three new ones. One's going to be for ghost hunting for definite. No worries, Shelagh. I can try it. I'll share my TikTok on. I've shared my TikTok on page, Shelagh.
Three channels. These are three channels. Is actually what he's done.
He had them previous, didn't he?
Previous, forgot, because he lost passwords from. So he made new ones. But when he's linked his YouTube to his phone, it's brought them all back for some reason. We can't understand why. But
so they've brought them all back.
Using one or two, I think,
but he's got them anyway. So he's going to be doing some more ghost hunting. He is going to be getting back into the paranormal and going out on locations. Shelagh, actually, if you look on main page, if you scroll down a few comments, my TikTok link's on there as well, and so is Exploring the Afterlife's one. So he's coming back. He just needed to get rid of that channel in particular because it was just all hate and drama. And Simon didn't like himself with some of the things that he'd said, and but it just weren't going. Night. We could have an ETA rant night, we could do that on part of Tuesday chit chat.
No, what I might do is I might do twice a week.
Twice a week, one, and so we do Tuesday chit chat, rant of the day in the day.
Yeah, I might do a rant of the day.
Yeah, could do a rant a day. I rant all the time. In my break.
Anything like paranormal, it could be, but not about
anybody else. It'll just be a rant of the day.
It might even be about, I don't know, COVID or whatever, or I don't know, bloody, you know what I mean?
We'll sort some out to have a rant. Just lay down, Fifi. Do you know, your nightmare dog? But rant at day. If I started, grumpy old man. It's not me. But yes, no. So Simon is coming back. The only way he can go live at the moment is through StreamYard, because obviously he lost all the viewers that he'd got, all the subscribers. He's lost everything because he literally deleted the lot. And he deleted it while he was sober. He wasn't pissed when he deleted it. He deleted the next morning because he just had enough. You're an old man.
No, I mean, what trying to say about
No, you know what I mean. If anybody starts saying, "Oh, well, he deleted it when he was drunk," but he didn't. He just had enough.
It's affecting his health, and Simon wanted to be, and he said it a lot, that he wants to be more spiritual and more.
Yeah, he does.
And that's the way he wants to go.
Yeah.
His ranted days obviously aren't going to be spiritual, but
no, but the rest of him's going to be spiritual, if that makes sense. But yeah, no, Simon's doing fine. A little bit poorly at the moment, feels a little bit under the weather, but apart from that, he's okay. Yeah, right. Now you know you are the rant of the. Now you know you are the rant of the day. Listen, if I started ranting, Maverick, I wouldn't stop. But I don't do. That's not my character. Or that's not my characteristics. But then again, if I've got anything to say, I say it anyway. So don't worry. Morning, Nanny Lane. Have I ever spoken to Simon? Not sure, Gillian. I don't think you will have. I will try and get Simon to join us one Tuesday for chit chat. I think it'll be funny to have him on. But it works, so it's difficult. So what subjects does everyone want to cover on a rant video? I wouldn't have asked that. Right, while everybody's thinking of what subjects they want, I wasn't live yesterday, so let's read what happened on the 15th of August, and then we'll do today's history. So on the 15th of August, he was the grandson of the first great Khan, heir to his vast empire, which stretched from coast of southeast China through Central Asia to the Black Sea. In practice, his cousins ruled the western portions of the empire, which almost complete autonomy, but normally Kublai Khan and the Khagan of the Mongol Empire, and his rule over most of East Asia made him the most powerful man in the world. Believing he could cross the sea as easily as any horseman had crossed the endless rolling expanse of the Central Asian plains, he had set his eye on Japan. It was today, in 1981, that hubris overtook the forces of Kublai Khan, and at the very easternmost point of the Mongol expansion. On the 15th of August, his fleet was annihilated, not by the masses ranks of samurai gathering all the shores, but by a typhoon that wrecked his ships. The Japanese ascribed their salvation to the gods, calling the storm kamikaze or divine wind. Kublai Khan's fleet had arrived off Japan in June, but time and time again he had been denied a foothold on land by stubborn resistance from the army of the samurai. By early August, the fleet of 1,000 ships carrying well over 1,000 men was anchored in the Tsushima Straits, ready to force its way ashore. It may well have been the largest invasion fleet in history until D-Day in 1944. Then, on the 5th, a storm tore through the straits and smashed the wooden ships to flotsam. 80% were sunk, their crew drowned or slaughtered in the shallow by the samurai as they crawled ashore. The miraculous storm proved a lasting deterrent to the Mongols, who never attempted another invasion. As the Japanese government faced certain defeat in the Second World War, it harnessed the myth of a divine wind to turn young aviators into kamikaze pilots, who they had promised would sweep another invader from the oceans. This time, though, the intervening centuries had produced warships that could withstand what the gods' elements or Japan's avatars could throw at them. So that's that one. There's many things, but we'll have to keep it general. No, you guys are great at ghost hunting properly, don't drift in. Exactly, David. You get him told. We don't do that, do we, love? 16th of August, let's find out what happened on this day. The cavalry charged. The ground shook at the pounding of hooves. The hushers and troops hacked down on the helpless, terrified crowd. One of the units had fought its way through the Napoleonic Wars, but today, in 1819, on St. Peter's Field in Manchester, Their enemy was a crowd of their fellow countrymen and women. It has become known as the Peterloo Massacre. I've never heard of this. Has anybody else heard of Peterloo Massacre? A landmark event in the centuries long struggled for political liberty. The cavalry charged at the large but peaceful outdoor political meetings caused the deaths of 15 people, one a 2-year-old boy, and wounding of hundreds more. The name Peterloo was an iconic reference to the decisive recent Battle of Waterloo, and indeed, in long-term impact, it was comparable. Never heard of this one. The huge cost and economical desolation of the Napoleonic Wars had gripped a country which was, in case, experienced rapid change. The moneyed class feared social upheaval. Individual protests were assumed to represent wider unrest. A part of what was leading magistrate St. Peter's Field called a Great Scream. Manchester, the North in general, was a place whose expanding population had seen little rise in political representation. On this day, around 60,000 people, women and children too, came to listen to radical speakers like Henry Hunt, who demanded major electoral reform. Alarmed by the size of the crowds, magistrates ordered that the speakers be arrested. In response, the cavalry, untrained in dealing with such civil protests, charged, brandishing their sabres. The area was cleared off, but the bodies of the dead and badly wounded. In short term, it was a very tactical victory. The meeting was broken up. In the longer term, it fueled outrage and made sufficient reform almost impossible to resist. I've never heard of that. Has anybody else heard of that? The Peterloo Massacre. When do I agree? No, we won't do drama. You know, guys, we won't do drama anyway. Don't I watch that man? Peterloo, yes. Think it was around Manchester. I'd never heard of it, Penny. Absolutely never heard of that. There's so many things in here that I've heard of something, but I've not heard of like this section. Even going back in history, even to do at school, I don't think we ever did anything like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna look more into these and try and do like mini videos and put them up, and then do history with them. See if we can dig deeper into history. I love the history side of it all. I think it's fantastic, the history side that we've got going on, and doing more learning about history. No, not doing drama, David. Will be more general things, nothing to do with that paranormal or anything like that. May just do grumpy old men complaining at things, petrol prices, toilet roll shortages, and like Lorna says, worrying costs of caring for elderly. Interesting. It is so interesting. That is interesting. So much history that we don't know about or we don't talk about, and I don't understand why. I understand kids haven't got no interest in history, but if we start learning them things more enjoyable about history, then I think kids would listen more and be more inclined to show that interest in history. Or even possible visiting the battle area. Do you know what, Neat? We could look at that. Look at that.
We've been saying this for ages.
We have been saying it for ages. There's loads of battlefields around us, where I mean, you've got the War of the Roses battlefield. You've got battlefields up and down this country that are amazing. And yeah, we've seen historians doing it. We've not seen paranormal teams doing it. So we're hoping to be one of the first paranormal teams that starts going and doing more into the history side of things, which I think could be beneficial to us, because I think there's so much lost history, and it's not just the English history that's lost, it's the history that commences both sides of what happened in that place. Okay, I could see that being funny. I could see it being funny, David, if he's going to chunter on about stuff and I'll be in background shouting at him. January 4th, 2005, I met a guy that would help me get on a paranormal team. January 4th, 2000. That's a long time ago, though, Maverick. Would help me get on a paranormal. Are you still in touch with that? Are you still in touch with him, Maverick? Can you get in touch with him and ask him if is still going to be there to help. Agree, Lindsay. We had to recite dates and kings, etc. It wasn't until we're into adulthood I took interest. Exactly, Lorna. That's what we could chat about. What's interesting things in place with lives with fun. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, it's just like, I just think that the history that kids learn at school, like you said, it's let's learn about the royalty. Let's get them learning something that would get their interest, that they could maybe relate to. Like, I don't know, I don't want to say poverty, but let's look at times where the jobs that kids their ages would have had to do. Set them a challenge that they have to spend a day or a week, get these places, because you can get farms, can't you, where you can like go back to, even as holidaymakers, you can go back and live in a certain time period, and you have to like grind your own bread, you have to work the farms, more educated, that I think kids would be more up for doing. The younger we can get them into the learning of the history about not just kings and queens, about every other thing that goes off, I think a lot of them would be more interested. And then as they get older, start learning more about the kings and queens of the country and stuff like that. But I mean, me personally, I think as a kid, if somebody said, right, we're going to do Queen Elizabeth or King Henry were quite interesting, just because he got the 6 wives, because of the song that they sing. But there's more historical points that kids these days could learn about, that would learn them not to make them mistakes in future, that would learn them to embrace changes that come in and make it easier. I just think that there's just so much lost. Birmingham Black Country Museum is brilliant. We might have to have a trip there one day. Now everything's back up and we can look at doing some day trips all over the place. There's a lot they don't teach in school as well, some of which come to light in my country recently. Exactly, Nita. Do you know what I mean? Kids are missing out. And it's not about everybody. I know it is heritage and stuff like that. But to me, it's not the heritage. To me, it's that what the things happen in history happen for certain reasons. Unfortunately, because we don't focus on them parts of history, we can't change anything, because the younger generations don't know what they're looking for to change. Whereas though, if you made it more interesting and looked at different parts for them, they could maybe change that, or change the way people think and feel about things. And it's nothing to do with race. It's nothing to do with anything political. It's more just I don't know. I think that's where the changes have to come in. I take back my rant night idea. Rewind and delete. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Exactly. That was something interesting just because of that one sentence. And that does get kids interested. But when you talk about King Richard or Queen Elizabeth, there's nothing for a child. There is nothing that they can relate to, do you know? And I think we've got to, for teaching children, we've got to get them to relate to situations. And there's so much in history that they can all relate to, but we can make it interesting, we can make it fun. You can, do you know what I mean? And I just think it also
really, we're history, we're about, but I want about that map, weren't I? Want to do that map every place.
Yeah, John's gonna be doing something we like map work and stuff, which we'll talk more about later. But just remember, these are all things that we're talking about doing for future. So yeah, watch out for it coming. But I just think we always want to stay with paranormal. We're a paranormal channel, but we're not just about paranormal. We're about history, and I think that's what makes us unique in what we do. And I don't know, I don't know how your guys feel about that, but to me, I think that's our uniqueness in the fight on. The paranormal's always a part of us, but it's the history and the visiting of different historical places, talking about, like we do this morning chit chat with history days, looking into forgotten history, but not making it about faith, religion, colour of skin, or who's to blame. We don't do that. You know, that's not what we do. You've got to see all sides in history, because again, I think to me history is like, you do get blamed because you're supposed to get the blame in this house. But to me, when the first words said, and where exactly, Nanny Lynn, you know, stuff like that, that is just phenomenal. Talking to kids now, history seems to have changed since I went to school, and yeah, I do know a lot of history has happened since then. Exactly, but they're not doing, they're not learning anything. They learn the history they're learning is all wrong. It's shocking. I like hearing and imagine how the ordinary foot. Yeah. When I was in junior school, we spent a day at an old Victorian school. We all dressed up in our clothes. But you know, it were awesome, weren't it, Claire? We did that. Awesome. But we did it for one day. One day we did that. So one day we were able to pretend that we lived their life and we went back. Then we were back to normal, and it were like, yeah, well, that's forgotten about now. Now we're going to move on to next. There was no consistency in the history. There was no enjoyment that we got out of it after that day. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. He's trying. Rob's gone out to try and shut dogs up because they're barking. I don't know what they're barking at, but they're barking. That's it. Always blame the man. We have to, Si. I have to always blame John. I can't blame myself, can I? Morning, Heather. We did that. Went to Sudbury Hall. Yep. Morning, Yo-Yo. I hope doggies woke you up, my lovely. They're very loud this morning. But yeah, I mean, there's just so much that we can do. And I think now lockdown's lifted, I think because we've had all these ideas during lockdown. Morning from me and her, morning Tracy, morning David. Now we've had the lockdown restrictions lifted and the places are opening up. All the ideas that we got, we can now put into place, so we can start. There's no excuses. I mean, we've got confirmation that we've got the bungalow. We've got to go down on, I think it's end of this month, we've got to go down and sign. 1st of August, is it? 31st of August. What we've got to go down and sign? A deed of assessment form, which means you're in a pub, David. Which means that we've just got to then choose a day on when we can move. So all's going to be well. So we are going to try and get some of this in motion before the bungalow move. But obviously, John's got house to pack. He's got investigations to go out and do. I can't help with much because I'm just sat in my chair because I can't. There's not much I can do, bar from sort a few bags out that he brings to me, but the rest of it is on him. Yeah, and you're right. There'd be like just a minute while I finish this zombie shooting game. Unfortunately, that's. Is it the kids to blame? Or do I, as a parent, have to take responsibility for Michael playing the games like he did? Michael continuously, he lived for his Xbox, he lived for his PlayStation. Do I have to take some responsibility on that? Yeah, I do. Because, you know, when I look back, I could have said to him, me on my own, John were working. I could have said I were working, but I could have said to him, right, after school, or on days I'm not working, come on, we're going out for a day. Don't matter whether it's raining, let's have a drive out to the countryside. But I didn't, because it was easier for me to say, oh, go on your game, if that's what you want to do. So I think as parents, we have to, it's an easy life when they're doing that because we can get on with things. But we can't moan if we're not doing anything to change it, because we've got it in our power to change what's happening, change what the kids do. And it's not about stopping them from doing things they enjoy. Unfortunately, in this day and age, all communication for our kids now is online. It's either through messenger chats. They no longer phone anybody up. When we were little, we used to phone people up. Mobile phones. You'd have to phone to see if your friends were coming out. If you went out for a day, everybody used to let you know where you were. But these days you haven't got that. But they're making it so easy now for kids to become addicted to certain games. I mean, if I'd said to Michael, come on, we're going out for a day, and Mike said, well, I'm playing with my friends, and I said, where? and he'd say, I'm on PlayStation. We're all on, and I'd be like, I'd feel guilty then because he's telling me he wants to stay and play with his friends, and really, I should have said, no, we're going out for a day. Your friends will be there when you come back. But I didn't. No, I'm all right. I've got water. But I didn't because it was just so easy for me to say, all right, then you do that because then I ain't got to do anything. You know, so at some point, I've got, I mean, now he's 17, it's different. He's working, and I've missed out on so much because I chose to allow him to say, I want to stay, I want to play with my friends instead of enjoying the moments where I could have took him out. All right, he'd have moaned for about first hour of being there, but then he would have been all right after. When the zombie apocalypse arrives, we're going to need those kid skills. Listen, just watch. Oh, I've just chipped water down my top. It looks like my boobs leaked. Just watch. What do you call it? Walking Dead. Them samurai swords or whatever them swords. You just need them. You just slice threads off. We'll be done. We'll be fine in a zombie apocalypse. We'd do great. When my children was growing up, they had all outside things, bike rides, push us. Think it came from my dad. Do you know exactly, Anne? We did. We had that. You know, me and our Jenny, with my mum and dad, we had that. We had that outside games. It was always get out of the house and play. You need more sunshine in your body. But I think the news has done a lot to encourage people to keep the kids in. See, you've got to think, but you know, when we were little and when you were little, the news come on once a day at tea time. We didn't have access to 24-hour news. We knew that kids went missing. We knew there were bad people out on the streets. We knew there were crime. We knew there were violence. We knew that there were serial killers about. But now you've got it where we have got a 24-hour news system. We've got gangs now that are carrying weapons because the government decided that parents can't chastise the children anymore. We can't, and it's not about beating them, but we can't even smack. The kids have got more rights against the parents. So the government's turning. The government and the people allowing these laws to come in, they're the ones that aren't taking responsibility for these kids hanging out on street corners. Where's all youth clubs gone? When we were young, we had a youth club every night at week. There were always something for us to do. There were school used to keep open so we could go and play tennis or football or things like that. Hopscotch, marbles. You said to a kid in this day and age, "Want to have a game of hopscotch or do you want a game of marbles?" They'll look at you going out as though you've just invented a game. Do you know what I mean? It's still this what a marbles game on Xbox. Exactly. Shaun of the Dead. That's a good one. Just answering on Postill. I wasn't getting at any parents, honestly, Lindsay. Offending anyone apart. I never thought you did. I'm just saying. Gillian, you've not upset anyone on seat. No. But yeah, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. But morning. But it's just. See, this is a rant, innit? You mentioned rant, and I fly into a rant. Jonathan Brown. But yeah, so. But no, we are going to be starting to do some amazing, fantastic, epic new things. We're going to be bringing them in, and I hope you guys are going to be with us all the way because what we have got planned coming up is going to be amazing. Claire's gone back to work today, so she's not been well all week. She's allowed to start coming back out with us as well. Tonight she's not going to be joining us though because I think with her having a week off work, going back to work, I think she's going to be exhausted. So, pardon? And it is a long drive to where we're going to tonight. But tonight we're going to be meeting up again with Kenny at a location of Kenny and his family's choices. I can tell you it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Exactly. Gera's kids making go-karts and having dens. I'm going to look what Kenny's posted to see what he's put about where we're going tonight. because I know he's already put a post. I think Lydia's already put a post up for Kenny. So we are going to be live tonight. I think it's going to be around about the 9 o'clock mark. Brand new location for us. We've never been to this location at all. And like John says, it is quite a long drive to get to, so it's going to be epic, Nanny Lynn. It's going to be epic. It's going to be awesome. It's just going to be absolutely cracking, Nanny Lynn. It really is. I do believe that the history to this place it goes back as well, so we will be doing the history on it. I was a sailor. I went to sea and fired guided missiles at people. Oh, soldier, my lovely. Salute you though for what you did.
Well, Lydia and Kenny's just put up the haunted RAF base with spooky bunkers.
Right. So you heard it from Kenny's live first. The haunted RAF base with spookily bunkers. So that is tonight's location. Like I say, is going to be a fantastic location. Hats off to you, soldier, though. You know, you were fighting for your country, just as everybody else fought for their countries. Do you know? Nobody really had a choice, did we? Well, we did, but we didn't. We did what we were bred to do. Just we're back in chat. WPR, that's amazing. 145. What's that mean? Yolanda.
Do you remember Mav asked you to read book page number 145 and he didn't know why, but he's got 145 in his head?
Yeah.
Well, 145 was the first, January the 4th, 2005.
Yeah.
And
I saw him put that earlier.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his friend what? Oh, that was when his friend, yeah.
Introduced him to the paranormal.
Wow. So that's the right connection.
He died, his anniversary was about 2 weeks ago, and the exact time, and I asked you to read page 145.
Wow. So that's a right strong connection, that Maverick. That's a right good connection for you. The Falkland Islands spring to mind. Yeah. So I will pop a post on for you all to share out for us about tonight's location. And wowzers, yo. Maverick's in chat, Lorna. He did put it in chat, but my chat moves so fast, and then I don't make sense of certain things. So yeah, it's top notch. I need to have a drink of water. I keep spilling. I've got a bottle of water open, and I've got it balanced underneath me, and I keep tilted it because I think it's short and it's not, and it looks like I've got milk. I haven't. No babies here. Shazzy, only 1 week now till you get results. You have to let us know, Shazzy, how you get on, my lovely. So yeah, I'm joking now. When you get water stuck in your chest, you know what? And what's she doing? Well, that patches there. Don't let dog get to chew that, you know. She's got a thingy to get in my patch. So yeah, we are going to be. I'm going to be shooting off. I don't know if John's going to come live later. I'm going to try and come back on later on this afternoon and do some pendulum work. Probably do that over in members because we've not really done anything in members a lot, have we? I don't mean done anything a lot, but I've not done much pendulum work in members. Yeah. But I don't think I've done much pendulum work in members lately. So if I get a chance, then I can get me crystals cleansed. Because like I said, they are brand new and they're really heavy. One's a sunstone and one's the lapis stone. But I think I'm going to try and work with the sunstone first because that's the one that I got the warmth off in my hand, but they've not been cleansed yet. So they need to cleanse and then I need to feel them again and see which one I get the warm sensation from. So everybody take care. Have a great day and we shall see you shortly. Much love to you. Mwah. Take care. Bye.